You're very welcome back. Now, since first stealing the limelight in Atonement at the age of 13, Saoirse Ronan has cemented her place as one of the best and the most successful young actors in Hollywood, with no fewer than 3 Oscar nominations already. Now she's starring in the title role in Mary, Queen of Scots. So last night I caught up with the woman of the moment at the movie's Irish premiere at the Stella Cinema in Dublin.
Mary Stuart is condemned to death by order of our Sovereign Elizabeth, Queen of England.
How did it come to this?
Well, I'm here at the Stella in Rathmines in Dublin, hoping to catch up with everyone's favourite Irish actor. Yes, she has 3 Oscar nominations under her belt, and she's only 24. It can only be Saoirse Ronan. Lovely to see you again. Congratulations on the movie.
Thank you.
We are talking about powerful women. Sorry to harp on about the same message, but it's a very important conversation. I wondered what kind of a message you thought this was sending younger girls and indeed younger boys.
Well, I suppose the positive message that you'd want it to send is that it's just always better to try and work together. It's always better to give 2 people, and actually 2 people on opposing sides, the opportunity to come together, sit down in one room and actually discuss something and not have it be aggressive or even really competitive. And I actually think that, you know, it isn't proven that Mary and Elizabeth ever did meet, but I think if they would have met, they would have probably come to some sort of compromise, and it would have meant that there wouldn't have been so much violence, basically, and it would have sort of put a stop to that. So yeah, I suppose it's about encouraging people to come together as much as possible.
Reckless child! I have worked too long and too hard, with too much bloodshed, to secure peace in our land. Do not let your cursed passion rule you.
'Tis your voice raised, sir, and you would lower it in my presence.
If my counsel no longer has value, then I am obliged to withdraw from court.
If you must.
Can I ask you about the accent? Because you've totally nailed a Scottish accent, which isn't an easy thing to do. I wonder, did you call in some Scottish pals, Ewan McGregor, Gerard Butler, anyone like that?
I know neither of them. I should have done, though. No, well, I mean, because I was on it for so long, I'd go up to Scotland whenever I could and just sort of like listen out for everyone's accents. And I know a good few Scottish actors, so I'd ask them sort of what was the best way to go about it, and because we didn't want it to be too strong. She wouldn't have actually had a Scottish accent, so it needed to be something that was sort of there, but it didn't take over either, you know. And I remember David Tennant, who's in it, he came up to me one day and he was like, you know, your Scottish accent's very good. And I was like, oh great, the doctor likes it, thank God.
Approval.
Yeah.
One last question, because I know you have a busy night. What do you miss, or what are you most excited about when you get home to Ireland? Is it a pint of Guinness? Is it a cup of tea?
I do miss Guinness, yeah. Although you can get good Guinness away now, but it's still not as good. Probably my dog. It's not the same now. Probably my dog, Fran. I miss her. And she saw us earlier on and she sort of just didn't really know what to do with herself. So, yeah, probably be Fran.
No one can know we meet. If you speak of it to anyone, I shall deny.
Be my boy's godmother. Be my sister.
Mary is our foe. We ask that we never bow to her as we bow before you.
You cannot raise an army.
Many times you have said I cannot do what I have done. Do not play into their hands. Your heart has more within it than the men who counsel you.
You would do well to watch your words.
I will not be scolded by my inferior.
You're inferior. If you murder me, you murder your sister. And you murder your queen.
How did it come to this?
She
looks
incredible.
So
There you
good.
have it. Doesn't it look incredible?
She seemed like a lovely girl to chat to.
Yeah, and you know what? I interviewed Saoirse Ronan about 5 years ago, and she was exactly the same. And I just think that says so much
She's a
for the
lovely
girl,
woman.
given all of her success, given her fortune,
She would have
given
been
her
starting out
awards. She hasn't changed one bit. She's just
She's
gorgeous,
a very normal girl.
inside and out, isn't she?
For a 24-year-old who has 3 Oscar nominations.
Yeah.
My
it's
gosh, really? That many?
She got her first when she was 14.
Oh, yeah, for Atonement.
For
wasn't it?
13, I think she was. 13 when she made the movie, and then
She's
14
just-
when she got the nomination.
She's just instantly likeable, and I just think it's so lovely.
She's a lovely
that she
woman.
is just so normal
Lovely
and so down
woman.
to earth. My last question to her, which made us all laugh there last night, was who are you wearing? The girly question.
Yeah.
You know, I was just curious. Her dress was fabulous, and she wore it so well. And she just turns around and goes, "I don't know."
It was hands to her.
Ever, that's been said.
Yeah, and I think she's done that before, actually. It just doesn't really register who she's wearing. But
No.
afterwards, and this is the bit that you never really see, and I just think it's interesting to tell our viewers, Saoirse moves on to the next person for the next interview, and her publicist comes over to me and goes, "That's who she's wearing."
Okay.
As
So
in...
it'll still be reported. People
Exactly.
will still talk about it.
But Saoirse doesn't need to throw out the name.
She doesn't need to know.
She doesn't need to know exactly,
No.
but the publicist was like, "That's who it is."
And yet, apparently,
actually, I never heard
season.
of
Who was it?
Saoirse Marjan.
Ah, yeah. Saoirse Marjan.
Know him well.
Oh, yeah.
He's from the
Or her.
Marjan family. They're very famous milliners. Originally, they were
Are they?
hat
So
makers.
hats first.
The Marjans.
When award season comes around, it's so important. It's part and parcel of
It
the
is.
getting dressed up to say who you're wearing.
Exactly,
So it's so
and
refreshing.
it's such a massive business
The
that it's
Marjans
kind of
of
funny
Llanelli
when someone
in
like her
North
goes, "I don't
Wales.
know."
for her.
Mainly known for hats, but cravats as well.
still
Lovely to see her anyway.
But the Marjans of
You're just talking to
Llanelli.
yourself. It's fine. Keep going.
Oh, right. Mary, Queen of Scots is in Irish cinemas on the 18th of January.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. After the break, we've got more communion styles over in the catwalk. See you soon.
Yes, the Marjans of Llanelli.